Hello there. Welcome to the mind of Ramsey. Welcome to the... What do you think of the intro? Pretty good, hey? Pretty fucking good. That's it. That's the new intro. That's the brand. We're all about the brand here. We're all about the fucking brand at the Ramsey Smith Isn't Funny podcast every Tuesday. This time, I swear, our numbers have been dropping significantly. So at the moment, it's just me and 4 other people. So to those 4, you guys, we salute you. We salute the 4. You guys are heroes. You guys are the real heroes. You guys make this podcast what good it is. And personally, look, I know this is going to be this might be a bit of a hot take, but I feel like as the numbers have gone down, I've hit my stride creatively. I feel like I'm actually peaking out. I'm actually doing way better. I'm doing way better. So that's pretty good. What's been going on with me? I've been called to jury duty. I don't really want to do it. It doesn't pay. It's terrible money, but you don't really have to work. I guess you just have to, be the judge. You have to judge people. You have to judge people. Look, you can do whatever you want. You know what I mean? Like, hey, look, I don't think we should convict this guy because he is cool. And if you vote, I don't know how juries work, but I don't want to do this. I'm trying to figure out ways to get out of it. And if you know anyways, send me a message. I think I got to show up there on the day and just be like, hey, I actually read minds. I'm actually a mind reader. My wife is getting something from the drawer. Perfect time. She's getting Nurofen. Fucking bitch. All right. Love you. You can talk. What do you want to say? How do you think I should get out of jury duty?
Give it to me.
That's not how it fucking works. She wants me to recommend her for jury duty, which isn't a thing. I can't. You got to come over here if you're going to speak. Okay?
I want the tea.
I understand that, but you don't get recommend. It's not like I can be like, hey, you can show up and pretend to be me, but they might know.
Just show them this podcast.
Okay, she says to show them the podcast, and that'll disqualify me, which will make sense. But yeah, what else? What can you do? You can just show up there, I think, and just be like, hey, I can read minds, so maybe I should be on all of the juries, and then they'll be like, well, let's not put this guy out there. This guy's he's a little bit insane. He's a little bit crazy, and I am. I'm crazy. I remember that was one of the first fucking bullshit fucking politics. You guys remember Politically Incorrect with Bill Maher? Boy, oh boy, Bill Maher, what a likable guy. I remember this. It was one of the first things where it was like, oh, politics and comedian. They're like political figures and comedians. They'd come in. There'd be like 4 of them with Bill. They'd have topics. And I remember watching like reruns of this on fucking YouTube. Which isn't a rerun, but you fucking get the idea. Oh, thanks. Just having some tea so I don't fuck myself. But yeah, Bill Maher. But basically, it was one of the first things where they're like talking about jokes. You know when jokes started to be offensive? Because they were in the 80s. Jokes were bad and offensive. And by offensive, I mean offensively bad. The thing is you realize that all the jokes people had problems with just sucked. Right? Like there'd be some fucking comic who like half his act is like just an Asian accent. And then he'd be like, man, these people, they're getting offended. And it's like, they are getting offended, not at the right reason. You'd be offended because the comedy sucks. Don't be offended at the jokes. And then we had people talking, but basically, I remember the joke was about jury duty, right? So I remember it was about this person who was trying to get out of jury duty, and so she was going to write, or he, I don't know, Jury duty. So I'm trying. I'll do the bit. I'm doing jury duty. So I want to do jury duty. So my friend told me when they asked for any like further details, I should just write, "I hate chinks." Right? But I didn't want to do that. It was too offensive. So I wrote, "I love chinks." So that was the first episode of Politically Incorrect that I ever watched. And I used to watch this a lot because this was when you first get into comedy and shit, you like watch like 2 specials and you're like, man, fucking PC and woke culture and culture war. And you realize it's actually a lot of the fucking like Bill Maher's got to be as responsible for like the culture war as fucking any of the Gamergate girls or whatever the fuck, like Bill Maher was the one getting smart people and comics to be like, hey, talk about comedy, and of course the unfunny people they don't get it, and then the serious people are like, bro, this is not coherent, you know what I mean? This isn't making any sense. The point is, fuck Bill Maher. I love that interview, that podcast with Bill Burr, because fucking Bill Maher's a Zionist for whatever reason. You know what I don't like? Here's what I've noticed now. The new, I think the marketing tactic out of Israel has been to call anyone who's against Zionism anti-Semitic, because 90% of Jews are Zionist, a figure which I don't know if that's correct, but that's what they're saying. So then someone will say like, hey, I don't like Zionists. And then like the headline will be, so-and-so says they don't like 90% of Jews. Because 90, so it's like, you're like rounding them up into being anti-Semitic. You know what I mean? Like this person's an anti-Semite, give or take about 10%. About 10% either way, anti-Zionist. I lovely lady who was drunk at a comedy show was once talking about it very seriously. A comedian had made some pretty simple jokes. If you're not an idiot, you understand that they're jokes about Gaza and stuff. I don't think it was particularly anti-Jewish either, and the comedian was part Jewish. I don't know if he was a Zionist as well. There's about a 9 in 10 chance he was, but I doubt it. Anyway, this fucking comedian's making these jokes. It's the night. It was a terrible night of comedy, all in all. And I won't say. Okay, I won't say. I actually won't say where. But it was a terrible night of comedy, all in all. And so the fucking comedian goes up, does these jokes about a very dark. I think like Jesselnick without the following, or you know what I mean. But anyway. But doing a lot of these, like, he's a very clearly joke, one-linery, not a lot of, let's say, on stage charisma. He's doing bits. That one is going particularly bad. I got to follow him. I don't care. I follow him. It was a terrible night. Anyway. And then basically there were these loud group of women who were kind of, they were the whole show. Sometimes you get a group of cunts and they decide that they're what the show's about. Sometimes you get a group. Sometimes the show's about something and they're not cunts. Sometimes it's just a large group of people and it's like, all right, well, there are some other people here, but you guys are the main people, so I'll interact with you, and then everyone else is going to have fun as well. But some people are like, hey, the whole night has to be about our group because it's Friday and we're mums and we're drunk and this is our girls' night, and just go talk. Just go fucking have a conversation at a bar like a normal fucking person. Don't ruin it. What's the point? I don't understand the thought process where it's like, oh, we got to get together. Let's go to a comedy show where we sit down and we can't speak. And the reason they do this is because they don't take in the reality that they can't speak. They just say, fuck it. They say, hey, if this person isn't engaging within the first second of them talking, we will fucking talk amongst ourselves. They just like to talk in the middle of bits. I fucking hate people so much, man. And then, like, they're half the audience. So you're like, oh, we could kick him out, but that would be even weirder because then just half of the place would be fucking empty. Anyway, for some reason, this lady was talking about Israel to the guy who runs the room, who was Palestinian. But, he's a businessman first, right? This guy's a businessman before his Palestinianness. So I'm sure he could have told these women to fuck off on Palestinian, and you're literally just killing. Anyway, but these women were Jewish, which it's fine with being Jewish. Zionist, all right. Well, I think that's an idea that can be criticized, and obviously it's more about opinion on a conflict. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not a big fan of the Holocaust, but I'm not anti-German, right? It's pretty fucking It's a pretty fucking simple thing to comprehend, isn't it? Anyway, I'm getting. This is good because I need the energy. But this lady's talking about how people blame us for all this stuff, but globally we just don't have the numbers. You know what I mean? She's like talking about how there just aren't there's so few Jews, so therefore. Just forget about everything that's happening. What are you fucking talking about? It's the thing. These people, they're Zionists. Not even Zionists. Just people that want to defend. You can defend Israel. That could be your belief. But the moment you start bringing, like, anti-Semitism into your defending of a state that exists, I'm sure there's people that are anti-Semitic, and those people probably don't support Israel. But, they don't love Muslims either. You know what I mean? They're not fucking... Anyway. That's the political fucking... Anyway, culture war, man. Is it done? Is it over? I think it'll just continue forever. Okay, the election's coming up. We talked... Trump's going to win. I don't care. Here's the thing. I don't care. Here's the thing you got to understand. Just blow up the whole world. When the nukes start popping back and forth, just sit back and enjoy it. Don't panic. Okay? Don't fucking go in your car with every other dumb cunt and get trapped on the fucking, trying to go south or inland or whatever the fuck you're going to try and go away from the, don't do that, because it's going to be bumper to bumper. It's going to be bumper to bumper traffic, and then as the hours tick away, you'll fucking, you'll open the door and someone will be coming by on a motorcycle. Because if you got a motorcycle, go for your fucking life. You can get out of here. I don't understand why you'd want to. Just die. Just fucking die with but your motorcycle can make it out. But if you got a proper car, you're not going anywhere. You know what I mean? Everyone's going to be trying fucking merging around all the road rules. When you get that alarm on your phone that says the nukes are coming, just relax. Just fucking sit back and relax, baby. Put the feet up, all right? Go into the city. Go directly into the city. Go exactly where you think the nuke will land. Fucking lie on your back and watch it come directly on you. Because that's the best seat in the house. That is the best seat in the house right there, is watching the nuke directly just obliterate everything. All right? If you go in the city centre, most people will have left. It'll be COVID all over again, except this time it'll be a real threat. It could just relax. Get a couple of beers, right? All the stores, I don't know. There'll be a couple of guys who fucking still keep... There'll be a couple of guys who are like... some dumb fucking employees, who are like, hey, look, I don't know, but all I know is we close at 7. I've got the alert on my phone that, me and everyone I know is going to die from, the nukes. But, if that's not happening, we close at 7. So, I'm going to do the bins, okay? I can't be... I'm doing the closing shift. I'm going to do the bins. But yeah, we listen to the sirens in the middle of the city. People try to, I don't know, surely police won't evacuate, how if something's really bad, like maybe police will come and be like, no, you have to leave. If so many people are leaving a city, just surely they'll fuck off as well. You can kick your feet up. I go down to Sydney. You know what I would do? I would go down to fucking, where would I go to? I go down to Darling Harbour? No. Yeah, I go down to Darling Harbour and I would park. That's all I'd give a fuck about. I'd just park. I'd be like, everyone would be going the wrong way. Like, what's that guy doing? He's gonna find an open park in the fucking middle of the city, you know? Fuck it. Park on the light rail, bitch. And then just fucking, relax. Just look at the fucking Opera House, look at Sydney Harbour Bridge, and just see as everything ends. I would want the nuke to land directly on me. You know what I mean? I just want to be just fried, done. Because there's not many people that this has happened to, if any. I don't know if in Hiroshima there were what? Who's been nuked? There's been 2 nukes dropped forever. That's pretty good. That's pretty good for our track record with killing people. Only having 2 nukes ever done is pretty good. But basically, yeah, 2 nukes. I don't know. I don't know if anyone in Hiroshima or Nagasaki. I don't know if it landed directly on anybody, but that'd be the guy you want to be. The worst are the cunts who are like, the people who actually do get in their cars and are fucking driving south. It's like, oh, good. Well, I'm out of the blast zone, so I survived the blast. I'll just develop cancer over the next 5 years. I'll just get like 12 tumors in my fucking, liver and shit. Fuck that. I don't know why you'd want to do that. I just want to get evaporated. I just want my fucking skin to bubble. That's so much better. But yeah, I had a point here. I was saying so. Oh yeah, so we got 2 nukes of the nukes. I don't know. Are they? Did the nuking of Japan does that mean it's not a Chekhov's gun anymore? Because I feel like it's still a pretty big fucking Chekhov's gun, right? The fact that we've got these nukes and we somehow held off using them for the past 80 years? When did that happen? 40s, maybe mid 40s. Okay, about 80. About 80 years. About 70 years, sorry. I'm dumb. But yeah. What do you reckon? We're all gonna die? I don't fucking care. You think they'd have to pop off at some point. The fact that we're walking around with, let's have a look at how many nukes exist in the world. And who's got secret nukes, How many nukes does in the world? I'm saying 362. Oh my fucking god! 12,100. That's pretty. That's as of March 2024. Well, boy oh boy. And I understand it's like mutually assured destruction, but I don't know if you look into human psychology, but we'll fucking do that. You know what I mean? We'll definitely do that. United States got 5,000. Russia 5,000. Everywhere else just boring. China's only got 500. I reckon they got some sneaky ones in there. I reckon they got a couple sneaky nukes in there. Those Chinamen, as they like to be called, I believe. But yeah, text in if you want to die from nuclear fucking whatever, man. But what else is happening? I'm just chilling, living the dream. For the Frid, come to see my Fridden show. 4th, 5th, and 6th. If you could come on the 5th, it'd maybe be a little bit, Come to anyone you can, but if you can come to the 5th one, that would be good. As of now, the 5th of September is where it's coming up. It's September. And in October I'll be whatever my age is. I'll be birthday. Hello. Birthday. Alright, I'll just talk about my life, I guess, then. Oh, I felt like I got tricked into driving to Newport. Yeah, Newport is like northern beaches, man. It was like, what the fuck? Sometimes you just feel bad. Here's the thing with comedy is like, you just want to go and you want to make people laugh. That's what it starts to be. And then you go to like an open mic and it sucks and you feel bad for being part of it. But at least it's free for the most part, you know? At least for the audience, the show is free if there's an audience there. You're working on your craft. You know what I mean? Like, they know it's hit and miss. We all know it's hit and miss. And these are doing shows, and the good shows are great. A whole bunch of people, you go up there, you fucking do your material, everyone's having fun. They're laughing, and you do your job, and maybe you don't do too well, but someone else does well. And the night as a whole is good. But every now and then you do shows, and you didn't put on the show. You know what I mean? You didn't put on the show. You didn't run the show. You had no part in putting this together. You just agreed to do the show. And then you go and you do the fucking show, and like you just have an embarrassment for being part of it because of, you know what I mean? Because there's 12 people there, and not even 12. Oh my goodness, I'd love 12 people at some of these fucking shows. Because you go there and there's 6 people and they've all paid $30, and then the fucking guy is barking at the bar downstairs, you know, being like, hey, I got a comedy show. I'll tell you what, and as like there's so few sales, the people marketing the show just fucking like are giving away these tickets. You know what I mean? They're probably like next to the people who are there to actually see the show. And like, hey, we got a comedy show. Look, because, you know, for you guys, I'll fucking $5 $5 for the pair of yous. Come on in. And then the show costs fucking, you know, 30. So there's people that pay 30, there's people that have paid 5, like begrudgingly. Whatever that means. That's not how you say that word, but you know what I mean. People that paid more, and then they're like, hey, just come on in and fucking. I was a show. People that paid money to be at the show. Very few people. So the guy who runs it is just trying to get people to be in there. And he's on like this fucking street. And he's just going, hey, we got a free comedy show going downstairs. Just like yelling it. And then the people who've paid are like, oh, free? What? People are just walking into the bar during the show. The guy's like, come on in. Sit down. Fuck it. And then it's like, oh, the people have paid tickets for this. And these people haven't. It was pretty... It's pretty good. But yeah, I feel like I got tricked into driving to Newport. One of my boys saw him post a little clip on his Instagram story being, you know, this is a good gig, whatever, blah, 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 you know, a bunch of people. And I'm like, hey, where's that? You know, I'm not getting fucking booked on Fridays at the moment because I suck my own fucking dick. I also can't be fucked to actually, like, do any... I hate messaging people, you know, because I just feel shame. I just feel shame because I got to beg for... No, I don't have to beg, but you know what I mean. You know what I mean. You go through your life most of the time just like apologizing for your own existence, and it's not good for you, like mentally. But then you see someone who goes and is like super confident and is like, I deserve to be here, and you're like, oh well, fuck that guy. You know, 1,000 times more. Right? Like, I may not be happy, but at least I'm not hateable. Right? So this guy posted Instagram, come, whatever, there's all these people in the audience, and I'm like, hell yeah, I'll fucking do that. Drive fucking hour and a half away, starts pouring down rain. So far away. I'm working, I've got to wake up at 6 o'clock the next day. I'm already exhausted. And there's just like, 4 people in the audience. And it all just... But I love doing comedy, man. I love it. I do actually like comedy. I just keep on doing all of the shows because of my craft. It's all about the craft. You know what I mean? You know who doesn't shut up? Okay, look, here's the thing. Obviously, this is the biggest podcast in the world. I don't want to start a podcast war, but boy, oh boy. You guys see this new Joe Rogan special? Me personally... Not at all. Zero interest. I I think Joe Rogan's got one good bit. It's about being high and jerking off, and how you fall asleep right afterwards. That's my favorite Joe Rogan bit. I don't even know if it's funny. All I know is that I've heard it. Okay? But a lot of people have been talking about this new Joe Rogan special. And a lot of people, oh man, have you seen it? No. I don't need to go out of my way to see bad comedy. I do open mics in Sydney. You know what I mean? I'm not taking personal time to watch bad comedy. Right? I can go watch, who should I say? I can go watch Tavis whenever I want. You know, big shout out to Tavis Harrod, one of the best. No, he's not as bad. You know, I'm trying to get Shiro on the podcast, and you guys are gonna love Shiro. Trust me, all four of yous. And the funny thing is that one of the four of yous is Shiro. So I've actually lost a listener that week. You understand? If I have Shiro on, my listenership will go down by 25%. Because he's one of the listeners, but I just need to get a good mic, and obviously, I should invest some stuff into this podcast because it will pay dividends later on. Let me tell you, we'll pay dividends. But Joe Rogan, the Joe Rogan special, this fucking cunt. Whenever he's with comedians, and not, he's like, oh man, just going down, the fucking home base. Going down the mothership, going down the comedy store, just working on your craft, man. It's all about the craft, man. It's all about working on the craft. And it's like, of course he's going to suck. That's all he talks about. He's working on. If you talk about something like that for too much, you're not going to be good at the thing. Right? If you talk about fucking, working out of the time, you're not fit. And I know that as someone, I talk about working out all the time. Do you know what I mean? I don't trust any of these guys who say they get laid all the time. They're like, I got to go out, a couple of guys go to open mics for a fucking couple of weeks, and they're like, man, I got to get some pussy. And you're like, go. No one. But then they're like, man, I'm going to get some, they're like, hey, can I get on early? I got to go see, I got to get some pussy later. It's like, I don't believe you. Right? Because bad boys fucking silence. Real ones fucking science. And you guys know what I mean when I say real ones. You guys know what I'm talking about. But yeah, obviously, I don't know. Joe Rogan's never been known for his comedy, which is the weird thing, right? He's never been known for his stand-up comedy. He likes to think it, but he hasn't. And boy, bro, let me tell you, now that I've said this, I'm deleting this episode when I get big because I will lie through my teeth. I'll sit on Rogan for fucking 3.5 hours and be like, yeah, man, working on the fucking craft. Now, fuck that. Why would anyone want to do that? It's beyond me. Well, it's not beyond me, obviously, money and success and blah, blah, blah. But yeah, a lot of people saying the special is bad. It's like, yeah, who were you under the impression it would be good? Like, genuinely, who's going into the Joe Rogan special and is like, man, this is going to be awesome? Is there one person who does that in the world? Even his fans, surely, because his fans are fans of the podcast or MMA or both. So surely they know. I don't know. I can't imagine anyone sitting down and being like, "Oh, it's Rogan time," and being like, "I'm about to laugh my fucking my balls off here." That's just my opinion. Oh, and he doesn't. Anyway, Protect Our Parks. I've tried to listen to Protect Our Parks. It's good. It would just be so much better without Rogan. You know what I mean? It's really good. It'd be so much better if he wasn't on the thing. Anyway, I'm in my hater era now, so don't, obviously the special is going to be bad. And people are like, he took 6 years writing it. And it's like, well, I'm sure Rogan kills in the room. You know what I mean? I'm sure most of the time he absolutely kills in the room. But, here's what people need to realize is killing. It seems to me that people that kill in the room does not translate to this is a good special. That's where we can really start having the conversation. This is too gay. But that's when we can really start talking about, like, you know, how hacky and how interesting and how many ideas and how many, you know, just being funny and what's the level to be at, right? Because I'm sure there's plenty of people that absolutely murder in rooms that most comics, you know what I mean? Like good comics can look at and say, it murders, it's not special worthy, right? Bill Burr, interesting guy. Most of his special have something to say, right? Louis C.K. Obviously, he was the one. He was the one who started with this like pumping out specials, and other people are doing it, and it's like, well, you're not him. You know what I mean? You need to start jacking off, and no, you don't have to do that to be as funny as Louis. But the point is, Louis, probably the best comedian ever, in my opinion, right? He can pump out, because all interesting ideas, bits that are formed, you know what I mean? If you really look at the format, it's kind of, you can kind of see where the chunks are, and it's good, and it's personable in the right way. And then, you know, other people who, Bill Burr, you know, really good, fucking Gringo Papi, amazing. No, okay. I haven't seen that either, because I don't want to watch fucking bad comedy for 40 minutes. I've got no interest in it. But you can kill at a club talking about fucking whatever bullshit that is funny at the moment. Not even all the way hack, but just on the tippy-toe line where it's hackish, but it's original enough so it'll crush and no one will call you out on it. But that doesn't have to be filmed and put on a special. The special should be for people with unique voices. And, you know, and who are really funny. But it's hard for them. I think it's hard because I think that was a good thing about the arbitrator, like when there were gatekeepers, is because not everything that killed had to be filmed. Right? Like I feel like people, whatever the specials were, HBO, Comedy Central, whatever it was before that, they could, because you had to fund an actual special, you had to put some real money behind it, because now I reckon you can get a camera crew, whatever shit filmed reasonably easy, and people do that. You know what I mean? People get their shit filmed, right? But back then, I'm sure, like, these fucking guys would, I don't know if they'd sit at clubs, they'd watch headline sets, they'd hear buzz about someone, they'd sit in, and then the executives could look, and hopefully if they knew what they were doing, they were thinking about marketing angle, but they were thinking, hey, is this interesting to someone watching it not in the room? And I get that feeling watching a lot of specials that being in the room, there would have been energy, and this would have been really interesting and engaging, and all of the fucking maybe callbacks and the little crowd interactions. Maybe that would have been really funny. But the ideas aren't interesting when I'm at home and I'm not within the energy. But they are interesting when I'm watching Louis or fucking old Jim Jeffries or Bill Burr or I'm just trying to think of a woman. And there's so many funny women I could think of right now. But just Michelle Wolf. Michelle Wolf, fantastic. You know, good for specials. Her ideas are very interesting. Right? You guys know what I'm talking about. Okay? All really funny. There's other people who more just like, you see like the local, not low, but you know what I mean? Like the smaller guys. And there's some smaller guys who are like, yeah, you should be filmed. And there's others who are like, you should be fucking headlining that, you know, the comedy club. But you don't have to film that because it'll work anyway. You guys know exactly what I'm talking about. I don't have to explain myself. I am the arbitrator of comedy. Right? Let's not forget that. People say I'm talking a lot of shit. No, I am in charge of who is allowed to do what in comedy. It's my call. Right? You should take this very seriously because it's my call as to what and who does comedy when and where. That's been my time, folks. Have a good night. Bye.